time we'll be taking a look, once again, thanks to Atheris69, we'll be taking a look at a DC Universe Classics Series 14 figure, the Walmart exclusive Wave, which I have not been able to find in my area, and Atheris was cool enough to, well, basically get me every figure in this set except for one. And this came as a late Christmas present, so thank you. We'll take a look at the back here. We got the biography and statistics, as well as all the figures in the wave. Again, the only one that I have not gotten is Tyr, and that's not too big a deal since he does not come with the Collect and Connect piece. And Gold, he's got a pretty basic sculpt except for a few details on him. He's got the little rivets on his, what, for lack of a better term, are his gloves and boots, as well as his skull cap there. And he's got this little front piece here, made of soft, rubbery plastic. It makes it true to the character, but allows you to retain the posability of the figure. And that's something that I like. I mean, they could have just easily made this solid. It does tend to stick up a little bit. It's a very good, very nice paint job here. It's very golden. Obviously, his name is Gold, and he takes his powers from the actual metal. There seems to be a little bit less actual metal parts. If I recall correctly, Lead had metal parts in several different areas. Here it just seems to be the fists, and he's all the way in the back of my collection, so I don't want to. Takes a little bit too much time to pull him out for a little comparison. Anyway, for accessories, of course, he comes with two add-on clip-on, I would say, morphines. You see, this one is pretty cool. You see, still retains his hand. You can see each of the fingers, except for the middle one, which goes through here and meets the thumb here. Now, this clips on to his right hand, and his right hand only. However, the actual plastic here is very soft and has a tendency to fall off because of the weight of the saw. And so you have to pose, see, like that. So, and you have to pose him just right for it to kind of balance out. Unfortunately, so I'm thinking of trying to get one of those clear elastic bands, and just to have this secure. The pickaxe and goes on his left hand, and that stays on a little bit better, but again, you run into the same problem. It's a little bit stiffer, but still not, still very soft, so it tends to drop off pretty easily. For articulation, he's got pretty much the standard DC Universe Classics articulation. Up and down, left and right on the head. Arms go all the way around. Out, in, rotate at the bicep, bend at the elbow, rotate at the wrist, ab crunch articulation, waist articulation, DC Universe Classics leg, so forward, back, out, in, rotate at the thigh, bend at the knee, and bend at the ankle. And what's really great is that there doesn't seem to be any paint chipping at any of the joints here, so at least not yet. And I guess they took great care to avoid that, especially with the shiny gold paint. He comes with the collector's button, which I seem to have misplaced. Sorry. As well as the final piece for creating the Ultra Humanite. And stay tuned for the Ultra Humanite review, which will be coming up soon. Back to Gold and his first appearance, which is in Showcase number 37 in 1962. And of course, like I said, he's part of the Metal Men, created by Will Magnus. And he came up with this artificial intelligence thing that worked with this device called the Responsometer, and which created these, well, they called them robots at first, but they're really more like, I guess, the closest thing that I would term them like a nanite colony, because they can use this metal that they're made out of to take on the properties of specific metals, for instance, lead or gold, and that is also reflected in their personalities. So, for instance, gold is a very good conductor of both heat and electricity. So, oftentimes he'll use his body to take advantage of that fact. And which is kind of, gold is a very soft metal, which is why having edged weapons are kind of really silly for gold. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not really a big a Metal Men fan, so I can't really tell you much about them. I know that they had their own series in the 60s, and they showed up a couple of times, mainly as guest stars in other people's books from then on. And I know that Dan DiDio and some of the powers that be at DC really are into them, and thus that's why they've given them over the recent years their series of their own, and actually include them, I think, in don't quote me on this. I think they were included in, well, Wednesday Comics. The Metal Men are definitely an odd part of the DC universe. However, they do have their place, and while not a big fan of the stories and not really knowledgeable in their stories, I do like the idea of the Metal Men. Robots are artificial beings that imitate metals, and so it's a cool idea, and I really do like them. I know they're coming out with Mercury, and so to create the original set, because there have been many Metal Men over the years. They would need to do, I think, about 3 more. Platinum, tin, and no, that's it. Platinum, tin, and we are getting mercury. So I think that would complete the classic lineup. I know they've just recently introduced a newer member as copper. I guess that'll be it for gold. He's again, he's really not that necessary a figure unless you're wanting to collect the Ultra Humanite. But you know, I do like that the Metal Men are in the DC universe, and even though I don't really follow their stories, I'm glad to pick up their figures. So stay tuned again, like I said, for my next review, which will be on the Ultra Humanite Collect and Connect figure. Till then, see ya.